Good evening, everybody. The boys are back in town. It's a much happier show tonight. It's another table-topping, wonderful, happy show. Arsenal 6 points clear. And it's, well, what a difference a week makes. And doom and gloom from last Sunday. And in this weekend, Arsenal doing what they do, giving teams a good battering. To discuss that, Champions League, and tonight and the Sunderland game on Saturday, I have two very beautiful men. I'll start with my normal co-host, Liam. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. Not too bad. Good weekend.
Very tired.
Yeah, very tired tonight, mate. Very tired. I'm up at 4:30, 4:45 tomorrow. Got to be over in Bristol by 9 o'clock. So, yeah, can't say I'm looking forward to it.
I feel your pain. Yeah, I do. I sympathise. And it's dark and all. Yeah, you enjoy that. And, well, he claimed he was leaving, but he's come back to us. I don't know if his OnlyFans contract has run out already, but Andy's back. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I disappeared off the scene. Can't do it anymore. Then 2 weeks later, I'm back. And yeah, you're right. I mean, in fairness, OnlyFans have actually stopped my streaming because it was blocked by all accounts. There was that much.
Too much. Yeah.
Yeah. It just gets to the point when it's just, I've got to spend a bit of time with my other half as well, and it was just getting silly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'll
start again tomorrow.
Too hot to handle. Yeah, good lad. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. I think we'll start with Saturday's game. I think we'll talk about the Champions League later on, which has gone so well. But obviously, everyone was panicking. I mean, media was full of it. Arsenal are going to do this. Arsenal going to blow it. Idiots on Sky going, yeah, they've bottled it. Blah, 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 blah. And well, I mean, a lovely, I have to say, very comfortable win. I mean, Leeds at home, on paper, a very tough test. They've won a lot of games this season, holding Liverpool, beating Chelsea. They're no mugs. They look like they're going to stay up. But I thought we were very, very good. I mean, from start to finish, yeah, I just thought it was a proper, professional, decent display, and always good to give someone a good hiding.
Yeah, I think we discussed last week, didn't we? That for me, this week just gone was a defining week for Arsenal Football Club. I feel if they had gone to Leeds and lost, the noise would have just got louder. And look, I think that actually this defeat to Manchester United might turn out to be the best thing that could have happened to the club, because I feel we was in a bit of a rut before that in terms of especially our home performances. And look, I was quite vocal last week, and I'm not going to say I wasn't, because I've been at home and I've watched the performances lately, and they've not been up to scratch in my opinion. But it seems like this Manchester United game's kind of cleared the air a lot, and I think this defeat was coming and it needed to come. And I feel that actually now it's come, I think it's probably a good thing for the players. I think it's a good time for the management team to kind of regroup, refocus, and kind of ask themselves, do they actually really want it? And I think we got the answer on Saturday. I thought we was absolutely superb today. The biggest credit I can give Arsenal Football Club on Saturday was Leeds didn't put a patch on us. Didn't put an absolute patch on us the whole game. Like, I was watching the game and I was thinking, this Leeds team have been really, really good at home. I've watched them and they've been like a really, really good test of people. They didn't put a patch on us. I thought across the team, we won every battle. Every player won their battles against a team that's obviously quite fired up to play games at home and win games at home because of their fan base. But they didn't do nothing. And I don't think 4-0 flattered the scoreline in the end. Look, the second goal, I think, game off, I'm being totally honest, is a calamity from them, unbelievably. But you take that. But I just felt in the second half, we just took total control. And if we really wanted to, I think we could have stuck a fifth or sixth in. So
yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, Leeds did it. I don't remember Leeds having a shot a goal. I kind of remember Raya making a save. I mean, people might correct me, but I can't for the life of me think of anything. Hi, Sarah. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hello, Sarah.
But obviously, and Margaret, hello, Margaret. Big fan, Margaret. Thank you very much for joining us yet again. Obviously, Andy, before the game started, Bakayo got injured in the warm-up. Obviously, everyone starts crapping their pants. I mean, here we go. But the reason why we sign players like Noni Madueke is for games like Saturday, where he come in straight away and was outstanding. You know, time after time, always wanting the ball, always looking to go at the defenders, which is what you always want. And a beautiful crossing for the first goal. He's been given the goal now. And that's why we paid the money. That's why we got him in, because that is what he can do.
Absolutely. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. It's one of those as well. I mean, if you bear in mind, he's going through the warm-up like everybody else, but the last thing you expect is to all of a sudden get told you're starting the game. So to switch himself into game mode and then produce like you did is just phenomenal.
Have you ever had that?
Pardon?
When you were playing, have you ever had that?
Yeah, you do. It is something that happens. It's some players can do it pretty easily. Other players sometimes need longer. But clearly, he was right up for it. And God, talk about like what we want. We now have got, now that the squad is full, the energy and pace and power that we can bring off the bench now when the games are, bringing Martinelli on. Was just we're in a phenomenal position. Madueke's come in, the backup to Saka, and blew people away. I mean, he was just outstanding. So it was kind of I don't know about you guys, but do you know what? It felt like it was a win that I needed to see. Really, I was after last week. I was in the doldrums all week. You know, it had been tough, but I know the players needed that, but I needed it myself. And to see them just power through Leeds and just blow them away was just fantastic. And it all of a sudden it just stops everything now, because it was all doom and gloom, and everybody was slating us. Everyone was saying the bubbles burst, they're going to bottle it. So no, it was just all round phenomenal. And for Madueke to come on and do that, different class.
Yeah, and obviously, there was a lot of talk during the week, obviously after the game against Man United, about Martin Odegaard. Obviously, the game in the week, and Havertz started, and obviously he went with the same thing again, Liam. I mean, it's just great to have Havertz back. He has slotted straight back in, and he just offers something different. And, people wanted Odegaard to be rested, dropped, whatever, And it worked. And to be fair, when Odegaard come on, he got stuck in, he helped set up a goal. He looked up for it as well. I think it's win-win all round.
Yeah, like, I look at Odegaard at the moment, I look at Kai Havertz, and I think, if I was a midfielder, who would I rather play against? And I think if I was a midfielder at the moment, I'd rather play against Odegaard. Because you look at Kai Havertz, and I think in the past year, right, we've tried to shoehorn him into the left-hand side. And there was only really Declan Rice and Odegaard, do you know what I mean? So I just feel back in them days, there weren't enough balance, and there weren't the level of centre midfield that we needed. But I think when you've got Subamendi and Rice, and then you put Kai Havertz into that role as well, actually what you're doing is giving Kai Havertz a free role as such. And I feel that that's his best position, if I'm being totally honest, because what he does, right, he's physical. He's 6'3". No one wants to play against him whatsoever. You ain't going to want to play against him whatsoever. Like, he's good on the ball. He can run with the ball. He can tackle. He can pass. He can do everything. He can do everything. But for me, he pushes right up alongside Gyökeres. And when we see the game the other night, and look, I know they weren't a great team, but it was a good to see the first half with them two together. I actually think at home that is the answer. I think that is the answer. And I'd always go back, and I've said it time and time again. I remember the first game of the season 3 years ago against Nottingham Forest. He played Kai Havertz in midfield, and I watched the way we played in that first half. It was one of the best first halves I've seen at the Emirates. And I'll tell you why, because what he did was he inverted the fullback at the time, which I think was Thomas Partey, if I'm being honest, because I think Timber went off injured. But he inverted the one of the fullbacks who went into centre mid. But what it did was it pushed Kai Havertz right at you at the time. And Nottingham Forest couldn't cope with it. And we was unbelievable. And what it did was we pinned them in their own half. We literally pinned them in our own half. And I feel if you watch that game against Leeds on Saturday, we was pretty much, especially in that first half, we pretty much had the ball for 55-60% at Elland Road. And I just feel that actually, I think at home, this is what we've been lacking. We've been lacking someone to get right up alongside Gyökeres. And I'm actually really looking forward to the Sunderland game, because I think he will play in that role. I think Odegaard will start on the bench again. And I will give Odegaard his credit as well. I thought he'd come on and he made a really good impact. And are we seeing again, maybe, just maybe, as we get later in the season, are we seeing like the starters and finishers? Do you know what I mean? Like, is Odegaard sometimes better?
Arteta mentioned that after the game. He said those things.
Is Odegaard a better player to come on and just literally kill the pace down? Do you know what I mean? And drop it there. If you're 2-3-0 up, do you know what I mean? He's going to come on. He's going to enjoy himself. And the other thing I'd say as well, Martinelli, it's quite interesting. We was 2-0 up, yeah, right? Actually, Martinelli's an incredible player to have when you're 2-0 up away, because right, when he comes on, they've got to score. If they don't, unless they don't want to try and attack us, then they're just going to lose the game anyway. But he's an absolute killer in them situations, and I thought he had an absolute brilliant second half when he came on. And fair dues to him. He went on the right hand side. He put on an incredible crossing for Gyökeres' goal
with his left foot.
Yeah, with his left foot. But it's just, for me, it's like what I want from Martinelli is for him to make an impact when we're losing games as well. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel that we get the same impact. And is that because actually teams have to come out against us? And because teams come out against us when they're losing, he's a cheat code, isn't he? He's a cheat code. Like, he's going to absolutely ruin you all day long. And I look at the games that we got left, and I look at the games away from home, and I just think, do you know what? This is it. Like, I think we're better away from home than we are at home. I honestly think we are better. We're better suited away from home, but I think that might change a little bit now with Havertz going into that midfield.
I mean, I said this last week. I did think, well, it's worked out great in our favour, Andy. But I thought the TV companies missed a trick, because I thought us away to Leeds, we're guaranteed to be either a Saturday early kickoff or a 5:30 or an 8 o'clock under the lights. All Leeds will be up for it. Arsenal, you might be scared. And the fact it was 3 o'clock on a Saturday, obviously not hidden away, but I just thought that played into our hands. There was no added pressure, if you will. And I just thought the players just rolled the sleeves out. And Declan Rice after the game spoke beautifully. He was really, really good. The stuff he was saying, how we're treating every game now as a cup final. And, the players, obviously, they realise, what a great opportunity they've got. They're in all the 4 competitions, top of their Champions League, they're having the home leg every time, the second time. I mean, the semi-finals, second leg of the cup with winning advantage. Got a very favourable 4th round draw in the FA Cup. 6 points clear. As Liam said earlier, I think the Man United defeat could be a blessing in disguise, because they good the other day.
Yeah, it was just yeah. You broke up there, John. You went all static. I missed the second part of what you asked there.
Also, I was saying, about Rice and everything they were saying, and the Man United defeat being a blessing in disguise.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, everything's there. I mean, you can tell the players that it was so professional the other day. I think they really look like they know what they're doing.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting now, isn't it, to see how they back it up now tomorrow night and then at the weekend, which again is another 3 o'clock kickoff, which might again play into our hands, Less furore around the game. The press aren't all over it because it's not on Sky. So it might well play into our own hands this weekend. Who knows? But yeah, so it's fantastic. I mean, the fact that we go out, blow a team like Leeds away, as you quite rightly said, at home, they're phenomenal. But it's going to be interesting now to see what happens. I mean, tomorrow night is a different kettle of fish completely. It's going to be a hell of a night. And then the even bigger game is at the weekend. But I'm just hoping now that we've turned a big corner. And I think, as Liam said, I think after Manchester United, it needed something. And it needed something to galvanise everybody. And I think the performance at the weekend, I think it's pretty much done that.
I mean, there was performances everywhere. You looked at him, it was Zubimendi and Rice. Great to see Zubimendi score again. He's very good with his head, not just his feet. Good, especially after his mistake in the Man United game to set that right. Obviously, we haven't even mentioned how sexy Victor yet. He really seems to have hit his stride in the last few weeks. A lovely goal. I mean, people say, I hit his shin, but he's done remarkably well to keep that down. Because if I do that, that's going not in the goal. And
He
he
was
looks
strong as well.
with Havertz as well. Obviously, Wednesday he scored. He could have had a few more, but that seems to unlock something else in him.
Yeah, like, I think with Gyökeres, I think he's starting to feel at home a little bit now, isn't he? Like, I think this relationship with Kai Havertz, you could tell even before this game started, they were actually in the huddle hugging each other before the game. And I do believe that Mikel Arteta spoke about, I don't know if he spoke about it during the season or before the season, that he had done a lot of work with them two. So there's obviously a plan for Kai Havertz and Gyökeres. And I think with Gyökeres, he's taken a lot of unfair stick, if I'm being totally honest. He's obviously moved over to Arsenal, which be a totally different system. I know he's played over here before, but he hasn't played at the level that he's expected to play now, week in, week out. If we're being frankly honest, the system hasn't suited him for most of the season. He hasn't really had any chances. His XG to goals is not that bad, surprisingly. But now he's set in this last month, and I think the trigger come at Chelsea away in the Carabao Cup, if I'm being totally honest. He got that goal, but it was not just his goal, it was just his performance that day. And I feel maybe apart from Nottingham Forest, I think he's done pretty well for himself. As I said last week, I was absolute. I didn't say it last week. It was on. I spoke somewhere. I think it might be on one of our watch-alongs, but I was absolutely disgusted with what John Cross had to say the other day after the Kuwait game. That
idiot.
That he shone out like literally, basically as the weak link as such, and he's not good enough to be in his Arsenal team. And I just thought that was bang out of order because actually that first half, do you know what? I didn't really think about the second half, to be honest, after the game. All I thought about was actually the relationship that Kai Havertz and Victor Gyökeres had and what this could do for the push towards the end of the season. So for a shite journalist, which I do see as John Cross has, to come out with something like that, just kind of made me think even more that he really, really doesn't know what he's talking about. And he's pretty much got an agenda because it's not the first time. And then it makes me laugh that these journalists would go on about the Arsenal fans turning and all this kind of stuff. But it all starts, if you notice, it all starts from them. Sam Dean the other week as well, Sunday Supplement, absolutely running down Gyökeres. I think it's bang out of order. I think it's absolutely bang out of order. And do you know what? He will see all that and he will hear all that. And absolute fair play to him, mate, that he's just putting his nut down and doing what he's doing because I think he scored something like four in 6 games or something like that now.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
I feel he's going to go on a goal scoring splurge. I feel we're going to get some games now where he won't just score 1, he will score 2 or 3. I think it's coming. I really, really do think it's coming, and I'm hoping with Kai Havertz in that role that actually it's going to open up a lot more opportunities for him. And I think once he gets them opportunities, he will put the ball in the back of the net because I've watched him in warm-ups. I've watched him quite a few times in warm-ups. He doesn't miss the target. He never misses a target. So. The only slight issue I've got, and I'll bring it back to the Leeds game Saturday. I don't know what you think, Andy, but there is that little speck of that he could do with a bit of additional pace when he got away from that striker. And that's not the first time I've seen him do that, where he's let a defender come back in when really the defender shouldn't be coming back into that challenge whatsoever. So
yeah,
there is that little bit of pace. But I think overall, I think the last month, I think he's really stepped up.
I think he's been brilliant. Honestly, I think he's been absolutely brilliant. And what we're seeing now is that the players are they're all used to him now. They all know how he plays, what his strengths are. So now you're starting to see him get more chances. You know, you see the goal against Leeds. I mean, his power just to hold off the fullback who would come in to then put it in the net. It's just quality. And you can see what it meant to him when he's running over to the supporters. And, you know, it meant a lot to him. And you can see that passion and it's flooding throughout the team at the moment. And I agree with you, Liam. I think he is a streak scorer, and it wouldn't surprise me now if he goes on a little run of goals. It'll be interesting to see what they do actually in relation to him and Jesus. With so many games coming up, is there going to be a little bit of rotation, or is he going to stick with Gyökeres? It's going to be an interesting one moving forward to see how Arteta kind of uses Jesus, because we touched on it before with our impact players, but bring on Jesus and you're bringing on Martinelli, you're going to frighten the life out of teams, So it's it'll be an interesting one going forward to see what Arteta does with that, or whether he just sticks with Gyökeres, because I think he's his main man, and clearly Havertz has come in now and he's doing ever so well in that game against Leeds. Be interested to see again how Havertz can he continue that form in these games going forward, because having him back and that physicality that he brings to the team, it's just class, and because he is pure class, hopefully we'll see more opportunities for Gyökeres as well.
It's a lovely dilemma to have. Obviously, if Gyökeres doesn't score, Liam, Jesus comes off the bench, scores a lovely little goal. They're both coming into form at the right time, and it seems whoever goes up front, well, they're getting the chances and they're putting them away. So, yeah, I don't know who will start tomorrow night. I don't think anyone really does. I presume he'll go as strong as he can, because at the end of the day, we've got to put this to bed. We should have put it to bed in the last game, but we didn't. But, you look at the players that come on Saturday, even Calafiori come back. Massive bonus having him back, because he's been sorely missed.
Yeah.
I think tomorrow night you have to go strong. Apparently, obviously, Liam Rossini is going his strongest team possible, which you'd fully expect. It's a semi-final
on Saturday, didn't it? Because he rested a few, and then realised he needed to bring them on.
It's a semi-final second leg. It's a London derby. Like, this game's not dead. It should be dead and buried, but it's not dead and buried. And it still rolls me up that this game is in the melting pot. And I really, really do think it's in the melting pot. I think tomorrow, obviously, I'm not going to be there, but I'm actually quite gutted I'm not going to be there, because I think this is going to be a fascinating encounter, because Chelsea have got to come out and Chelsea have got to score. I don't think they're going to come out straight away like that, but they're going to have to come out and score. And we've got to try and not concede. Do you know what I mean? Because this could end up a stupid game of football tomorrow night. And actually, this game could suit a Gyökeres, to be honest, but it could easily suit a Jesus. For me, you start your strongest team tomorrow. Yeah. You start your strongest team. Like, I was having a conversation with someone today, and I was saying, like, I expect Kepa to start. But if I'm being totally honest, I want the strongest team possible, and Kepa don't start tomorrow night, if that's the case.
I agree.
We haven't won a League Cup since 1993. It's not acceptable. Do you know what I mean? I want this first trophy through the door. March the 22nd, I want to be celebrating Arsenal's first trophy of the season. Yeah, and so do you, Andy. So do you, Brooksy. We want this trophy. Yeah, we want it. Because what it does, right, is build momentum. Okay, and the last thing we need tomorrow is to go out, right, because actually we didn't take it seriously enough. So for me tomorrow, it's all about right. Maybe do one or two. He might play Ben White instead of Timber. That wouldn't surprise me, because obviously he done that at Chelsea, and I thought actually Ben had a good game out there, but. When I look at it, if Chelsea are going to play their strongest team, we have to play our strongest team. So for me, it's quite easy. Raya, Timber, Calafiori, Saliba, Gabriel, Rice, Subamendi. I think the Havertz and Odegaard would be interesting. Where does he go tomorrow with that? Because he might want to rest Havertz because he's played 2 games. So that could be up in the melting pot.
I think he will.
But if Saka's not fit, it has to be Madueke. I'd play Martinelli tomorrow night, and I'd play Gyökeres.
I'd be more than happy with that. Yeah, I completely agree. They're good. Well, Chelsea have got to go for it, I mean, they have to score. It'd be interesting. Obviously, we score first. Should be that. I mean, Chelsea are a funny side, didn't they, Andy? I mean, they look good the last few weeks, and then you watched them the first half against West Ham, and they were absolutely woeful. West Ham could have had 4 or 5 in the first half. And obviously, you rested a few players with a night to our game tomorrow night. And obviously, you had to bring them all on. And obviously, they saved the day, but they barely deserved it. But yeah, it'd be interesting. Obviously, a big London derby. My worry is the knock-on effect it has if we lose tomorrow night, because obviously the fans will have the ump, and then Saturday becomes an even bigger game, more pressure. Obviously, if we win tomorrow night, the momentum just gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
But as we see on Saturday, though, it's just brilliant that just the people that are coming off the bench make such a difference. I mean, I have to say it's a real shame about Mikel Merino. Obviously, it looks like he's broken a bone in his foot. They reckon he's got surgery this week.
Yeah.
He's hoping to have him back by the end of the season, but who knows? That's a massive, massive blow because he's had another great season and he knows where the goal is.
Yeah, it couldn't have come at a worse time for him because, he was playing ever so well for us, wasn't he? And he can always pop up with an important goal in big games, in big moments. Merino, let's be honest, he's stepped up countless times for us. He's been class. So, yeah, he will be a miss, especially the lack of rotation, I suppose, with him not being available for a few weeks. But nevertheless, we've still got a massive squad around him, and players are back and players are fit now. And I know you mentioned they may rest Havertz tomorrow night because he's played 2 games, but he hasn't actually played. He's only played half the first game, did in 60 minutes against Leeds. So they're managing his minutes, so that it might well be that he plays 75 minutes tomorrow night. Who knows?
I hope so.
For me, I hope so. I hope he's thrown in there because ultimately, at this moment in time, he is part of the best 11 that we can put out right now. So yeah. It'll be an interesting one, won't it? Because as you said, when Odegaard came on, he looked sharp, he looked good, and neat and tidy, and looking forwards for passes was also nice to see. There was actually, it went beneath the radar a little bit on Saturday, but there was some absolutely sublime football played at times. I mean, it was absolutely unbelievable football. Match of the Day didn't pick it up. Sky didn't pick it up. But honestly, if it was Real Madrid or Barcelona, you'd be purring over it. So as much as
I saw a 9-minute highlight reel, and
it's like,
and it was some lovely moves, flowing football.
Yeah, and all the talks being, just Arsenal power through them, being big, being physical, scored goals off crosses, corners, and stuff. But actually, there was some absolutely brilliant football played in there. So let's. That again, has that been part of that team, that big chat they must have had after Man United, that, we can express ourselves. We can, don't be worried about making mistakes in certain areas, try things, do something a little bit different. So, it all came together on Saturday, but Saturday's gone now. It's all about tomorrow night. It's about what we do tomorrow night. It is a bit different. It's a semi-final. I'd like to think that they'll come at us as much as we'll go at them, and then it's back to the normal at the weekend, frustrating home match. But I think it's looking good at the moment. I do feel good after the weekend, I must say.
Good. That pleases me. Bronco, I was just mentioning Eze actually, and Bronco's got him in his starting lineup. Omar, I mean, Eze, I thought we've all just I just don't know where he plays. Eze. I think Havertz now coming back. Eze just seems to have dropped further down the pecking order. I mean, I know, Liam, you said he could be a cup player, so could he start him out? Or do you think he's lost faith in him? Or
I don't think
he just prefers Havertz? Or...
I don't think he's lost faith in him, mate. I don't think he's lost faith in him whatsoever. I think this is a transition season for Eze. He's coming into a team that plays a different fabric of football to Crystal Palace. Do you know what I mean? And there's a lot more expectation on him than what there would be at Crystal Palace. Where at Palace, he's probably given the free roll. Do you know what I mean? And everything runs through him. Where that ain't going to happen here. So I don't think he's lost faith, right? But I more and more I think about it, more and more I think, do you know what? I think this is a transition season for Eze. And look, he's come up with some brilliant moments. And look, the hat trick against Spurs, the assist for Martinelli against Bayern Munich, the goal against Crystal Palace. I know he didn't really play well, but he still scored the winner. And the assist for Martinelli for the Man City game, which is important to get us a 1-1 draw in injury time. So, look, Eze's had some really, really top moments so far. But, look, let's be honest. The reality is that potentially we only brought Eze in because Havertz got injured. And that's what I'm saying. There was definitely a plan beforehand for Havertz, I think, to play in a more advanced midfield position. I don't think that should derail Eze longer term. But it would have been handy if he could have got a lot more minutes, couldn't it, on the left-hand side to see if he could play that position, I think. Because when I watched him against Nottingham Forest there, I thought he looked really, really good at the start of the season. He played left wing and he looked pretty decent. And I wonder if that's maybe a longer term aspiration of Mikel Arteta is to put him out there. The left-hand side's an issue, isn't it? Like longer term, like in the summer, you like to think that something's going to happen out there because I just don't think the players are at the level to really compete there for 50, 60 games. I think with Trossard, I think you can see now that I think he can do 45 to 60 minutes, but you see him after 55, 60 minutes, he needs to come off in games. And it's not an issue. That's not an issue because Martinelli can come on and do stuff. But I think I'd like to see Eze be given another opportunity out there. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't even be adverse to seeing him go out there tomorrow night. I actually think if Eze did get a position tomorrow night, this could be his kind of game because Chelsea have got to come out. When Chelsea have got to come out and go for it at some point, Eze's can pick up the ball in loads of different areas of the pitch and exploit them. So, yeah, I don't think it's down to him not fancying him. I just think that he's having to learn the Arsenal system. So maybe next year might be the year that we really evaluate Eze in terms of what his future is and how he performs at the club.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the same. I would love to see him in the starting lineup on the left tomorrow night. Love to. I just don't think it'll happen. I think perhaps Martinelli might start tomorrow night out on the left there. That might be that one. I think Kepa will start in goal, Liam. I think that I know what it's like in clubs sometimes when you sat with someone before a season starts and you say like you've got to play in this cup. It takes the club generally stick by them sort of decisions. So I think it'll be Kepa anyway. Who knows? We'll find out how ruthless Arteta really is. But I think it'll be Kepa. It's not a worry to me though. It's a fantastic backup keeper anyway. We don't normally concede loads of shots on goal anyway, which is good as well. So yeah, I think it'll be an interesting one to see how strong he goes tomorrow night. With bearing in mind we've got the Sunderland at the weekend as well, but I think he'll go full pelt. I think it'll be a full whack with either Eze or Trossard or Martinelli starting.
I do see Martinelli tomorrow night. I think where the game
game
has to open up, it just suits Martinelli all day long, don't it? And actually, with Martinelli tomorrow night, this is the kind of game where he could make a really, really good impact. I'll tell you the one position that concerns me tomorrow night, and I shouldn't say it because of his performance on Saturday, but I'm a bit weary of Madawaki because I see his performance at Stamford Bridge, and he kind of bottled it, in my opinion, because he went back to Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? And they were getting amongst him, and like that little shit Enzo was getting right in on him, weren't he? But that's probably the only position that would worry me tomorrow night. He needs a big, big game tomorrow night. Like he needs to be up for it tomorrow night. If Saka's not fit, I want to see a big, big performance out of him, especially against his former club, to get us to the final. And hopefully that performance on Saturday, because I thought he was, like Andy said, I thought he was outstanding for 60 minutes. And look, he was doing things on Saturday that I didn't think he'd do. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what he needs to do. He needs to do that. He needs to whip crosses in. And so I think sometimes with him, he might take one too many 2 touches. And when he does take too many touches, he then kind of gets himself into a bit of a frenzy. And I think he just decides to put the ball anywhere. He's not actually thinking where he's putting the ball. He just puts it anywhere. But on Saturday, I see a different him. And actually, if he can do that, and he'll beat Cucurella all day long. Like, actually, he could get Cucurella sent off tomorrow night because he's a bit of a madman, Cucurella, isn't he? And I think Saka
just a bit.
and Saka likes playing against him. Do you know what I mean? And he always picks up a booking. Like, if you said to me tomorrow night, who would I rather play against? I'd probably say Saka in some ways if I was Cucurella because he knows he's going to go and beat him on the outside, Madueke. So it's a big, big game for him tomorrow night if he does start because it's his former club. It's a semi-final, and I think he's got a point to prove.
Yeah, you're quite right. When I think back to that, the game at Chelsea, it was like he almost came on like a rabbit in headlights. He was the same against Man U. He came on and it was all frenzy. There was no calm. There was no collectiveness.
He seems to do better away from home.
Yeah, do you know what, John? That happens sometimes with players.
There
are certain players out there that are just home players that you just know when they're at home they're going to put a performance in. But there's other ones that love to play away from home, you know, for different reasons, less pressure, not as many people on your back, all that kind of stuff. So it might well be that away from home is where he gets his major success. But tomorrow night, if he's given the nod, he's got to run on Cucurella all day long. He can go inside or outside. I mean, Cucurella's is a yellow card in waiting anyway against us. He picks them up every single time because, man, I feel a bit sorry for him in some respects. Having to mark Saka or Madueke must be bloody horrific. But that said, he's a hairy little cheating weasel, and let's hope that Madueke just goes and rips him a new one.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Obviously, Saka had the injury in the warm-up. Liam Arteta said he felt uncomfortable, had some sort of niggle in his press conference earlier. He wasn't sure if he was going to play tomorrow, but would be fine for the weekend. So I'd be surprised if he started him.
He might make
we've seen this before, and he's played him, but I don't. Is it worth the risk? You know, I know Madueke done so well, and we've got so many other players that can step in. I reckon he'll be on the bench. I mean, obviously, it'd be a lovely person to bring on if you need to, but
yeah, I don't think you risk him. I don't think you risk him. Like I think Andy said it rightly. Sunderland's the big game of the weekend. Even though this gets to a final and we want to get to this final, I don't like. If you said to me like it was Declan Rice, then we need to try and get him in the team all day long. Do you know what I mean? But Saka, really, no disrespect to Saka at the moment, but I don't think where performances go this year, there's actually a massive difference between the pair. If I'm being totally honest with you, but what Saka's really good at, he's very good at getting a lot of assists. He does do that very, very well, and it's good that he's done that very well this year because let's be honest, he hasn't scored any goals, which is an absolute shock to me because like we're used to Saka being that player, but maybe because of the change of the system that hasn't happened. I actually think with Kai Havertz coming back in the team, I'm actually really looking forward to seeing Saka play with Kai Havertz because I think actually Kai Havertz will give Saka a lot more room in certain areas, so that would be kind of interesting. But if you said to me tomorrow night, if Saka was 50-50, I'll leave him on the bench. And then if you want to bring him on with 20, 30, 40 minutes to go, then you do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, the important thing is that we don't throw him in and then he gets another injury. Because look, it's still only February. There's still another 3-4 months to play of football. Like, when you think about it, we got, how many games they played now? 24? So you've got 14 more Premier League games. They potentially got
14 left.
eight Champions League games. That's 22. They could have potentially 2 more League Cup games. That's 24. And then you're looking at the Cup games, 4th, 5th, 6th. Number 5 games there.
Six
number 5 games potentially. Yeah. So when you start looking at it, there's nearly 29 games still to play. That's a lot of games.
And England games.
Yeah, you whack the England games on top of that. Yeah. And actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but if we win tomorrow night, the Wolverhampton game gets moved to Wednesday, the 18th of February. So we'll actually, the week that we thought we might have off leading up to the North London derby won't be a week off. That Wolves game will get plotted into that week. So obviously we'll have Wolves away on the Wednesday.
Okay.
That's all right.
There's a lot of fixtures.
That just means we'll be like 12 points clear now.
Well,
yeah, they can be done.
I would rather get the games out. Like, for me, as long as we win them, like who we got? We got Sunderland, Brentford, potentially Wolves, Tottenham all in February. You play them 4 games, you're down to the last 10 games.
I know. I'm just ticking off the games now. I'm looking at them going, oh, we win that one and that one and that one. Yeah, it's just, I mean, especially you think this, it's terrible because you shouldn't do it, but you can't help it. You just get too excited. But if we win on Sunday against Sunderland on Saturday, Andy, we're 9 points clear because obviously Man City play on the Sunday away at Liverpool. Yeah. And you don't know how that's going to go. I mean, Liverpool have hit a little bit of form, you know.
I think Liverpool will beat them.
They need to win because they need to get top 4. I hope so. I mean, you know, can't get tickets because everyone thought Villa will win yesterday. Although when I see Ollie Watkins was out when he pulled up injured the other night, I did think they would struggle. I still think they beat them, especially when they have 10 men, but they didn't. So, yeah, I mean, they did this against Everton, you know. But so I'm not too worried about Villa. I think they've done brilliant, but it's Man City, but we could be 9 points clear. I mean, 9 points, that's just massive. I mean, I know they could go and beat Liverpool, but they're going to have to, because if we do win, and make sure we do win, but yeah,
it's big, isn't it? It's like
it is. I mean, it's massive. Yeah. It's absolutely massive. I just think 9 points would be too much.
If you put yourself into their players' positions, psychologically, potentially City go to Anfield 9 points behind. Even if City were to grind out a win, you're still 6 points off. It still feels like the hell of a long way back. So that 9 point gap, even though it might only be overnight, psychologically, I think could be massive. So win at all costs on Saturday. It's just I'd like to think now that we're going to put a performance in. We're just going to get out there, do what we did to Leeds, dismantle Sunderland, brush them to one side basically, and then on to the next. It's just literally one game now. Just get past it, get them points. But like as you say, John, a 9 point lead, even though it's only brief, it's massive psychologically, massive.
I mean, Sunderland are a decent team, Liam. They're not going to be disrespectful or nothing, because they've had a great season. And I think, they were winning 2-0 tonight. At Burnley,
still 2-0, yeah.
But they've had a great first season. They're going to finish well. They could finish anywhere in the top 8 the way they're going. They've been absolutely outstanding. Granit Xhaka's been one of the signs of the season. Am I right in thinking he's not playing Saturday? I saw someone said he's ever injured.
Yeah, he's not playing tonight. Definitely not. He's not.
No, he didn't play the other day.
But I don't know why he's not playing. I don't know whether
he's injured. There you go. He's injured.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
And that is a massive, 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 massive boost for us, because he makes them tick. And he did enjoy coming back to Arsenal. But these are the games we need to be winning. We should be winning. Obviously, we threw it away up there. We should have won that. And even when they got back to 2-2, we should have had chances to score again. And you thought, so we owe them a little bit of one. But I know you get a bit worried when we got home games at 3 o'clock. But you must be fairly confident.
Yeah, I'm confident. I'm confident. I'm not there Saturday either, strangely enough. But do you know what? I think actually.
Oh, were you?
Sarah's working.
Oh no, it's not the curse of you again. Is it?
Well, sadly, Sarah's working Saturday evening, so she has to sleep in the afternoon. So yeah, I've had to bite my tongue with that one. I missed that one, but
you take him on for the team there, Liam.
Yeah, took one for the team, mate. Took one for the team.
And tomorrow night, bless him, I'm going instead of him.
Oh, what a result!
What a nice guy I am.
I know, he's a beautiful man. Yeah, he's a good boy. Yeah, that's the reason why I stayed in contact with him.
No, but I think we should win Saturday. I think way I look at Saturday, professional performance. That's what you need Saturday. We got a big game in the week against Brentford away, right? Which I am confident that we'll go there, even though what they've done with Aston Villa. I'm quite confident that we go to Brentford and win, because I really like us away from home. I really like the way we play away from home, and I think we're set up to play away from home. If we get 9 points clear on Sunday, I'm sorry, I'm going to be totally honest, yeah. And you might come back next week and say, fuck all, Liam, and fair enough.
I tell you that every week.
You probably do. I just don't see Man City beating Liverpool. I just don't see it. I look at Liverpool's midfield to Man City's midfield. I think Liverpool at home, Pep's never won there. So firstly, you ask him to go to a ground that he's not won, which is unbelievable when you think about it. This is the guy that's won 4 titles in a row. He's got 99 to 100 points, but he's never won at Anfield. He's never won at Anfield. It's incredible when you think.
And he has a terrible record at Spurs as well.
But I just don't see it. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. Like, if you go and perform like you did against Liverpool, Manchester United, like that, Old Trafford, I think Liverpool's going to be a much harder place to go to next Sunday. 4:30 under the lights again, as we talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Anfield will be up for it at the end of the day. Look, they'll be pissed off after because they've realised they've helped us out. But I just look at that game and I just see the big players turning up. I just see them turning up, and I think Ekatike's in banging form. And I think, do you know what?
Yeah, it's really
harsh. It's really harsh what I'm going to say. The best thing that happens to Liverpool is he's getting injured, because Ekatike shouldn't have been dropped in the first place. he should never have been dropped in the first place. Like, he was performing before Isak got put in the team, and I think it disarmed him quite a lot, Isak going in there, and it probably done his confidence in. But he's back banging form. Salah's back now, and look, what everyone's thoughts are, yeah, right? He turns up in the big games. I guarantee you he'll score on Sunday. He'll score Sunday, Salah. And I just look at I just look at Liverpool's midfield, and I look at Man City's midfield, and I think, do you know what? The midfield, I think Liverpool get on top of their midfield, which then is going to put a lot of pressure on Man City's defence. If you can't beat Spurs away, let's be honest, West Ham went to Spurs and beat them. Everyone's going to Spurs and beating them. You've gone and thrown a 2-0 lead. I think Pep's out the door. I honestly think he's half out the door.
I read somewhere today that someone said, I don't know who it was, but there's been a short. It's one of the journalists, Matt Law or something, but he said there's a short list currently being written up. There's like Alonso, and I think it might be Company and someone else. But yeah, and then someone put, because Gardner's leaving before the verdicts come out. Like, but yeah, there's definitely. I mean, it's been like that most of the season. To be fair, you can tell there's some sort of rumblings. Even Haaland, he just doesn't look happy. I mean, he scores goals and he has that annoying little smug face. He just want to whack it. But half the time, he just looks like he's got the hump. Rodri's always moaning. I mean, I know it's him, but they just don't look happy. There's definitely, I don't know if their agents are in their ears or they've been told something, but there's definitely, you look at them and there's definitely not something right.
Everyone looks at it goes, Mark Guay, good signing, very good signing, but he was playing at Crystal Palace. This is a big jump for him. Going to Crystal Palace to Manchester City is a big jump, and he's got nothing around him. Yeah. He's got a right back here, right, who's a centre midfielder. He's got a right back who's a centre midfielder next to him in Nunes. Do you know what I mean? Nico Williams, not Nico Riley. Fair play to him. He's done all right this season. But look, he's like Skelly, isn't he? He's going to cost you points. He's young. Do you know what I mean? Rico Lewis is young.
That Kusanov.
He's not at a level, is he? So
a lot of money.
I just don't see how that team goes to Liverpool on Sunday, Andy, and I just don't see how they are. If they do, fair play to them. I just don't see it. I just think Liverpool are too strong, and I think if I'm being totally honest, if Liverpool weren't so bad this season in terms of what's going on in the club, I still think that they're a much stronger team than Man City at present.
Yeah, I completely agree. And don't forget, I was sent there by Mikel a couple of weeks ago to do a scouting mission. So I know.
Yeah, you're a good luck charm. You done well, yeah.
My report back clearly will be important. So, but no, I tell you what, you're right though, because they've just hit form over the last couple of games. The game I was at, it was pretty average, but since then, they've hit a bit of form. They're doing well in Europe, and then that at the weekend. I'm like you, Liam. I genuinely can't see anything other than a Liverpool win. I just think they're too strong in all positions. Yeah. I think City are the old flat track bullies. You'll watch them tear apart your Burnleys and your Wolves, and everyone will be waxing lyrical about this amazing footballer player. But actually, when you get in the faces and you stand up to them, you get strong with them, you get organised. Teams just roll through them. Even Tottenham rolled past them on Sunday and actually could have gone on to win the game. So it's that shows you probably where City are at the moment. They're almost teetering with staying in the race a little bit, and I think that, again, going back to what we said before, if that 9-point gap happens, it's colossal, and that could almost be it. I just think psychologically and collectively, our guys have turned a huge corner over the last week, and so I'd like to think that we can go that way while City struggle and drop a little bit.
If we get to March the 1st and play Chelsea at home, and we've got over a 6-point lead at that point, for me at that point, I think it's pretty much I don't say a done deal, but we would have to completely implode to not win it, because I look at fun.
We've done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have, but we haven't had the squad that we've got, have we?
No, absolutely.
Now, absolutely. And when you look at the fixtures, once we get out, because I look at these 3 games: Brentford, Tottenham away, it's a North London derby, Chelsea at home in the league. Like they are 3 banana skins. Whatever way we look here, they are banana skins. Look, we should beat Tottenham. I'm not really in a sight that actually can they put a patch on us at the moment, because I think they're absolutely away with the fairies in the Premier League, but they're going to be up for it. So it's about how we approach that game. Chelsea's our game, mate, because Chelsea don't want to lose to us. And I don't really like the thought of having to play Chelsea at home twice in the same month, if I'm being frankly honest, but we're in that situation. But if we can get after March the 1st one, get them 3 games out of the way, I'm probably looking at 2 or 3 games that are tricky after that. I'd say potentially Newcastle at home, because we've always struggled against Newcastle, but I expect to beat them. Man City away. Now, look, we only need to go there for a draw. They're going to have to come out us by that point if we're still massive ahead. So that could suit us down to the ground. And then I'll probably look at the other game, and it's probably not that bad. Brighton away. Like, I just look at everything else and I think, like, where do we slip up after that with this squad if everyone stays fit? Like, I don't even really see us slipping up at Brighton, to be honest. I think Brighton's like Bournemouth. I think we'll go out there, they'll try and play football, but we'll just outscore them. So, yeah, I think if we can get to the March the 1st and be 6-7 points, we're 7 points clear after March the 1st, that's a 3-game deficit. We've got to not win 3 games of football, at least, for Man City to have a chance to win the league. And then they've got to go unbeaten and win every game between that point and the end of the season. I just don't see it. Not with the fixtures we've got. I just don't see it. So for me, I'm looking at March the 1st of just at that point thinking, do you know what? If we're proper in control at that point, I think we'll see the job through quite comfortably. And I think the thing with Pep Guardiola is, right, and he's pretty much like this. When he knows it, they're beaten, right, he just throws the towel in, don't he? He does random.
He just over compliments the better team, Arsenal. They're such a wonderful team. It's such a brilliant manager. Yeah.
But he just does random stuff.
He gets how much money he's spent.
Yeah, he'll just do random stuff. Like, he'll end up dropping, like Rodri. We'll end up dropping Haaland again. Do you know what I mean? He'll just do absolute random stuff, and you'll sit there and you just think, yeah, he's imploding. Because he was imploding last year. When they realised they were out, mate, he was a totally different person, weren't he? Like, he was like, weren't there one game he looked like he beat himself up or something?
He whacked himself in the head a few times. Yeah, no, he did.
Do you know what I mean? Like, the geezer's an unbelievable manager. Don't get me wrong, like one of the best we've ever seen. But when things ain't going right for him and his team, they totally go the other way. So I do expect them to go totally the other way if they know they're not going to catch us.
See, honestly, like listening to you talking earlier, and like it's class. I wish I had that mentality. I can't look any further ahead than Chelsea. It's like a player mentality, and I think sometimes,
as in what, tomorrow night game.
As in, the only thing I'm focused on. I know we've got Sunderland to follow, but I can't do what Liam's done. I wouldn't sleep at night if we do that in March, and if we do that in City don't do that, I wouldn't sleep.
I don't.
I mean, I don't know whether it's just because it's been instilled into me. It's
I totally get it. It's the right way.
I think it's a player thing, but all you focus on. All I'm bothered about is Chelsea. Once Chelsea's finished, whatever happens there, gather your head, Sunderland, and it's just I can't even look at like your name and fixtures. I didn't even know we had coming up. I can't look at that. I just look at us. The only thing,
league games.
The only thing that we can affect, John,
Champions League games.
Yeah, the only thing we can affect is our games.
Because we don't know who we're going to get. It's all going to be coming up.
Yeah. So at the moment, and I'm pretty sure with the players are exactly the same. It's just let's just get Chelsea out the way, smash them, move on to the next one, gather ourselves again, smash Sunderland, roll on to the next one, and then I think that's kind of the way that I'm thinking at the moment. But fair play to you, Liam. I don't know.
I look at February and I just look at them. I think it's a tricky month. I think we get out of February like in a really good situation. I think not on the home straight, but I think we're in a really, really commanding position. But it's right what you're saying. You're totally right what you're saying. Do you know what I mean? From a player's perspective, because you've been there, you're pretty much just focused on the one game. Like you said, you won't know what's going on like the next week or the week after. Where us fans are like looking at all the fixtures, thinking, do you know what we got coming up. That's been in my head though for the last probably 2 months. I will see where we are on March the 1st, and then I think then at that point, I think we got a really, really good. Like I know Jamie Redknapp come out last night, and fair play. Like I don't mind Jamie Redknapp to be honest. I think out of all the Sky pundits, I actually
Oh no,
No, I don't mind him.
I can't stand
I
him.
don't
mate.
mind him, mate. I don't mind him. I don't think he's as bad as a lot of them on there. And he said, I think he said what he believed last night, that he feels like it's done. And I get why he said that, but
Yep.
do you know what I mean? It's only 2 games, and like 6 points is only 2 games of football. And
It's still too
yeah,
early.
you
It's still
can't.
too early.
Like for me, I want a 3-game buffer. I want that to be 7 or 8 points at the very least. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If you get 9 or 10, then I just don't. I don't see any team throwing away 9 or 10. And I'll tell you what was an interesting stat that I see last week. When we was 7 points ahead before we lost the Man United game, actually at that point last season, Liverpool were only 6 points ahead. So do you know what I mean? But I think the big thing last season was Liverpool, Man City in February, didn't they? And they won that game at Etihad, and the momentum just took them to the title.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So hopefully this is where this Leeds comes in. That gains the momentum. But I think, do you know what? You know the game that's going to give us the momentum is going to Tottenham again and beat. You got to beat your North London rivals. Go and beat Tottenham at Tottenham again, and then we'll be buzzing.
Absolutely. And obviously, come March, we'll know the Champions League, who we'll have next. Obviously, Andy, a remarkable campaign. 8 wins out of 8. We've never done it before. Qualified, top by about 3 or 4 points, I think it was in the end. Won every single game. Some wonderful performances. And now it's in our hands in regards to the home leg will always be the second game. Gives us a nice advantage. Obviously, we don't know yet who we're going to get. Apparently, well, there's a couple of teams. Is it Atlanta, Leverkusen, Dortmund, or Olympiacos? I think are in our little draw.
Is that what it is? I don't know.
Yeah, 2 of them are playing each other, and then one of them plays us, and the other one plays Bayern. But
see you, Liam.
Obviously, he's come back to us. He's just playing with us. But obviously, with regards to that, there's no reason why we can't go all the way in that. We're very lucky last year, but obviously last year we had the second leg away from home in the PSG game. It cost us. But this time around, we've given ourselves every opportunity.
Yeah, completely. And just going back to something you said before, Liam, and you don't fancy playing Chelsea twice in 1 month, and I get that completely. Imagine what they're feeling. Because if you're feeling that about Chelsea, I tell you what, they're feeling it twice as much as you. They don't want to play Arsenal twice. Not at all. Not at all. And especially the Arsenal that we got at the moment, we're just mentality monsters. And I think that they'll be way more fearful. And similarly in Europe, who could we get? Could we get Dortmund, or it might be such and such? They're dreading coming to play us. They're dreading it because we have made a mark this season. People around Europe are talking about what we're doing this season, and that one of the few teams that have the ability to just find a way to beat whatever system wants to come to players, whether they want to get in our faces and get physical, whether they want to try and play football around us, whether they want to sit deep. We just seem to find an answer. So around Europe, there's people out there that are fearful of playing against us, and we can't forget that. So we can look at all our fixtures, all that kind of stuff. And Sunderland have just scored an absolute worldie there, by the way. Have you got your tellies on?
No.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Yeah, wait till you see this goal. But no, it's phenomenal for us, honestly. Is
that 3-0?
That's 3-0, yeah. That was yeah, wait till you see this goal.
Yeah, they'll be one up for us on Saturday. Yeah,
do you know what?
I mean, they'll just sit behind the ball, they won't.
I think they said before that it's Sunderland's home form that have really seen them progress to where they are. Because away from home, they're a different kettle of fish. And don't forget they're at home to Burnley tonight. So it's a phenomenal win. It's great for Sunderland. And there's that goal again. Oh yeah, it's an absolute peach. Jesus, yeah, it's a good goal that. But away from home and coming to us, they're just going to sit, and they're going to sit in a shape, and they're going to try and make it as frustrating as possible. But I'd like to think now that we've got all the answers now. Well, we'll soon find out, won't we? Massive. I mean, we say it all the time as well. What a massive week. But fucking hell, this is a massive week. A potential cup final.
Every week is
potential
now.
cup
Every
final
week.
and potentially 9-point lead. That is a massive week. So yeah, it's going to be another little roller coaster ride for us, and I'm sure there's twists and turns still to come.
With regards to the transfer window, obviously shutting today, Liam. I mean, I just don't know why don't just get rid of the January one. It's so boring. Nothing ever happens anymore. No one signs anyone exciting. I mean, obviously, Arteta got a few people excited at lunchtime when he said we were actively looking if they can get someone in to cover Marino. And then bizarrely, there was rumours this morning with Sandro Tonali from Newcastle, and then later on, Leon Goretzka from Bayern. But as per usual, all thin air, rubbish, nothing happened.
We did sign that kid from
Stoke.
Stoke.
Come out and said that. Yeah,
2.3 million or something.
Exactly. That says everything
I'll tell you
you
what,
need to know. And some
money,
lad from St Mirren or something as well.
No, do you know, for me, it was phenomenal because, like, you know, you spend $2 and a bit million on a 19-year-old kid from Stoke City. It just goes to show the spread of the network that and the games that we're watching to try and find these people that are coming out. So let's hope we've unearthed a little beauty.
They're really happy.
See what happens. Yeah, they're really happy.
Yeah,
He really highly regarded, this kid.
I think I don't really get Arteta's interview early on. If I think being totally honest, show like the way he made it sound like was that something was really going to happen. Now I've got this theory, and you know what I've said to you earlier on, right? Like, firstly, the Tonali thing. When I heard it at 9 o'clock this morning, someone voice messaged me, and I said, like, there's absolute zero chance Newcastle are going to sell Tonali in January. Like, they're in the Champions League with us. We're a rival to them in the Champions League. There's no way. But I think that's more of an indicator. I think Tonali's coming to Arsenal in the summer. I think Tonali will come on. Yeah, I do. Because why has that come out? There's no way Arsenal thought they could get him. There's not a chance whatsoever they could have got him. And the agent's now come out and said he didn't speak to Arsenal. But if David Ornstein comes out with something, it's never.
Yeah, there's no smoke
without fire. So that is definitely one to watch out for in the summer. I think Tonali would be an absolute incredible signing. By the way, absolute incredible signing. Just don't give him a betting slip.
I was just about to say that to you. Keep him out of corals.
Yeah, don't. Now, my concern is, right, and he got quizzed on it, right, and surely not Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Like, there was a conversation in the interview today, weren't there? And then he didn't dismiss it, though. And that's what absolutely baffled me, was he didn't dismiss it. And I'm like, surely not. Like,
surely not.
I won't really, like, to be honest with you, there's that side of me. Like, I think he's quite fortunate to be at the club, even at training. So I weren't really, like, the way he kind of left the club, weren't it, and went to Liverpool, didn't really sit well with me at the time. It was through the start of the season, wasn't it? So the season started, he obviously kind of told him that he wanted to go, and he went. He obviously made the right decision at the time because he's won Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues, whether he was playing or not. But I just surely not. Sure. But what baffled me was that he didn't shut it down.
No.
But he had a smile, and he was like,
all this.
Pardon?
What happened? I didn't even see all this.
So they were asking Arteta about is he got any like activity now between, and it was only probably about 5-6 hours of the window left, and he was quite adamant that the club were in the market still looking for someone. And then he was pretty much like, someone quizzed him and went, well, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's at the club. What's going on with him? Would you consider signing him up? He didn't rule it out. He smiled and he goes,
he's back training us.
We're considering all our options.
Surely not a player that knows.
And I was thinking, what can he really offer us? Like, I don't really understand what he could really offer us.
No.
Maybe he can cut oranges quite good for half time.
Yeah.
Well, maybe so, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's not good enough. Not good enough for anybody. No one's taking a chance on him. Besiktas didn't want him. I'll be amazed if we signed him.
The only worry I've got now, right, and the only worry I've got, and it'd be everyone's worry, and it's just any game it could happen, mate. If Declan Rice doesn't play a game now, like we had Marino before who'd come in and do a job there. Do you know what I mean? What happens if Rice has an injury? Like, for me, Superman and Norgard in the same team, I don't think it'll work. If I'm being totally honest, I just don't really see it working, and that'd be the interesting one. Like, I know everyone's talking about Havertz, but like that, he's good as the third midfielder, not the second midfielder. Do Do you know what I mean? You need a Rice, you need a Mendy to let Havertz do what he does. So, and everyone's going on about, well, we've got Eze and all that, but this is the whole reason we play a different system now. So I do think we are a little bit light if something happens. And look, there's a lot of games. So we just need to pray that Declan Rice stays fit. And the only thing that makes my head go back to things was like last year, we didn't bring a striker in, did we? And then, was it Havertz got injured? Jesus got injured, didn't they? They all got injured literally straight after the window shut.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my only slight worry. But apart from that, we should have, like in every other position, we got the team. People keep going on about Skelly. Like, he hasn't played any games in midfield for us yet. He ain't going to get chucked in midfield between now and the end of the season. I don't really get this whole Skelly thing at the moment. That he's not going to play there. He's just not going to play there.
He's not sharp enough.
I just think it'd be a big responsibility for him to be chucked in at the back end of the season, and then you sink or swim, ain't you? And if he sinks, it's a. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just for me, that's not the answer. That's not the answer whatsoever.
No, and it won't be. It'll be. I think there was a game in the Champions League, wasn't there, when I don't think Rice started, and I think it was Norgard and was it Zubermendi that played with him? Can't think what the game was now. But we actually handled it. I wouldn't be as worried as you if this season, if Rice was to move out, get injured or whatever for a bit. I'm quite happy with what we got in, and I'm even happy with what we got around that as well. So whereas in other seasons we never had that before, so we're in a position where, God forbid as well, because he is arguably right now the best midfielder in the planet. So God forbid if we did lose him, but I still think we've got enough around him, and with Norgard potentially coming in, I'm quite happy with that. I think he's a proper good old steady Eddie. Might be just what we need in certain situations. And he wears his heart on his sleeve. He's willing to get a foot in. He can play a pass. He can break up play. So he's got a lot of attributes as well. I think he's a really shrewd signing for us.
I think this is the one I'd probably lean into more. What would happen if Rice gets injured? Like I think Havertz would end up having to play the second midfielder role. I think he would. And then Odegaard, I think it'll be more like Zubimendi with Odegaard and Havertz, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's a blow though, Mikel Merino being out. Like he's such a good pro. That's the word I use. He's such a good pro, and like he can play a number of positions for us, and he never moans, he never complains. He comes on, he impacts games. He impacts Newcastle away.
Always does.
Do you know what I mean? Like he's just such a good professional. I'm actually quite gutted that we've lost him because, I was enjoying seeing him. I thought he was playing pretty well as well. Like the games he started in January, I thought he was playing pretty well. Like, he had a really good game against Chelsea, didn't he? In the Carabao Cup, he done really well in Milan. He come on and impacted the Man United game. Okay, we lost the game, but he scored, and he's just a threat from set pieces as well. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So big blow.
Yeah. But hopefully, we've got enough now around to be able to deal with that now.
Yeah.
If it was last season or the season before, we'd have been up shit street. But no, we're sat in a good position at the moment. We need to sometimes take a little step back and look at actually what we've got. I think we forget sometimes we've got a fucking phenomenal squad there at the moment. The envy of any squad in the Premier League probably, and it's going to be utilised to the max. And I think when you think back to where the season started into now, I think Arteta has actually used rotation fairly well with some of the players that have been in there really sensibly. So and it's going to be the same moving forward now with this whole, if the FA Cup run continues, that's another one to add into the fixture list. So it's going to be a lot of games coming thick and fast. But don't forget, it's coming thick and fast for everybody as well.
You could just deal with some like we've got a nice tie with Wigan in the fourth round. Ideally, you want that kind of
nice little home legs.
Nice little home leg in the fifth round, don't you? So you can start really rotating and letting the guys like Norgard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let them all play, mate. Right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting month in terms of like the rotation.
When is the Wigan game? Is it a week after next?
Yeah.
Yeah. The weekend after Sunderland.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Right, yeah. It's on telly.
It's a Sunday. It's on. I think it is a Sunday. I think
Yeah,
R4. I don't know.
All right, okay.
Yeah, it's R4, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
They put it on the telly, which is bizarre because we're at home. But
Are we at home? I thought we were away. Are we at
yeah,
home?
we're at home. Yeah, we're at home. Yeah.
Oh, even better. I might get a game.
Yeah. Yeah. Before Wigan.
Might get on their bench.
Oh, I've set Liam now. He's gone. He's playing hide and seek again.
There you
He's
go.
back
He's
again.
back
Here
again.
he is.
It'll be Chamberlain's debut, won't it?
Oh, don't. Yeah, he'll be captain. There'll be a meltdown if that happens.
Yeah, I know. Tell us
Right,
about it.
well, we'll start wrapping up soon because Liam's got to be up very sharpish, even earlier than me.
He's up in 10 minutes.
Yes, yeah. So we'll do
Yeah.
our classic predictions. Obviously, we'll do the Chelsea game. Andy, you can go first this time.
Chelsea tomorrow night will be 4-2.
Oh, go on. To
There you
Arsenal,
go.
obviously.
It's going to be a goal scoring frenzy. Two teams just going at each other.
Yeah, Amazon.
I'll say 3-1 Arsenal. I think we'll be all right.
I
As long as they don't get penalties, I can't be dealing with that. Go to extra time first tomorrow night?
I don't know, you know.
Or is it penalties straight
I don't know
away?
about that, to
No,
be
the
fair.
away goals don't count anymore, do they?
Let me Google this quickly.
Yeah, can you let me know? Hang on, what? No, the Palace game, because that was League Cup, wasn't it? And that went straight to penalties. It wasn't extra
All
time.
right, yeah, it was, yeah.
Is there some?
Oh, I can't be dealing with that. I cannot be dealing with penalties. I don't think away goals matter
No, I
anymore.
don't. Is there?
No.
Or do they?
No.
No, they're scrapped.
No.
Oh, I couldn't be dealing with penalties, not necessarily.
I think it's just while we're on, actually, it's probably not to, I know it's on other shows, but how well did the women do last night? Unbelievable.
Yeah, brilliant. Champions of the world.
Unbelievable
Yeah,
result.
excellent.
What
Very
was your
good.
weather like down there? That rain.
You chucked it down all last night.
Christ,
Yeah,
it
last
looked
night it
biblical.
rained a lot down here. Yes.
Yeah, it was phenomenal performance, and credit where it's due. They've done absolutely bloody brilliant, done the club proud.
Yeah. Another trophy
Absolutely.
for them. Yep. It looks like Man City are going to win the league.
Yeah, they're going to walk the league. I think we've got Man City at the weekend, haven't we? I think so.
okay.
I'm sure I read somewhere that we're at home to them. I could be wrong there, but I'm sure we're at home and there's about 35,000
Yeah, I
tickets.
think I've seen somewhere actually. Yeah.
Class.
Yeah,
different class.
There is extra time tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll get. Do you know what? I think it's.
Thanks, Stato.
I think it's. Yeah, that's me. I think it's going to be a ridiculous game. I think it could be. I'm a little bit weary. Going to go 3-2 Arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, well, do you know what, Liam? I'll take that all day long.
No,
I know, we
as
won
long
the
as we
game,
win, I don't
As
but-
long as we win.
even
I've got to say we're going to win,
in
innit?
Yeah, I've just,
As long as we're going to Wembley,
Yeah.
I couldn't care less what the result is.
No, I couldn't care. Maybe it's boring 0-0. I had a dream, funny enough. I said to someone the other day, I had a dream.
Yeah,
But
I'll
it was
take that.
0-0.
Bloody hell.
I stood.
I'll take that all day long.
Do you hear
I'll be bored to
Do you hear that,
tears.
John? Martin Luther Smuggle. I had a dream.
Ah. Oh, no.
But yeah, 0-0. 0-0. I don't know if I can cope with that
Oh,
tomorrow.
God.
But I think it's going to be a fascinating game. I think it's going to be a fascinating game.
Yeah.
And I really don't
No,
want to lose to them.
No, not at all.
No, definitely not. Nah.
Especially when you got players like Cucurella, they got Enzo, they got what was the other one? That's proper scumbag. Oh, I can't.
Enzo
Fernandez. Oh, João Pedro. João Pedro. I hope Gabriel. I hope Gabriel just stands all over him. He drives me up the wall. Such a good player as well.
Yeah, he's in good form, João Pedro.
Oh, he's
really
a good
bad
player.
form. And Esteval as well. Yeah, well,
They have got some good players, but we've got better.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have.
What was your prediction?
That was it. 3-1
yeah,
Arsenal.
3-1, yeah.
I think so. And I'll say 4-1 on Saturday against Sunderland. Actually, no, I'll say 4-0.
2-0.
I'm giving them a goal.
2-0.
Yeah, that'll
Oh,
do.
I'll go in the middle and go 3-0.
Anyway, a boring 1-0 own goal.
Couldn't, yeah, exactly.
Okay. A 95th minute corner
Own goal
goal.
back. I was second top goal scorer.
That's
Brilliant.
where it's got to, though, isn't it? All you want to do is win games of football now. The performance, yep.
That's all that matters. That's it. There's people saying, who was it? Paul Scholes come out and said, "Oh, if Arsenal win the league, they'll be the worst champions ever."
Yeah, it's
And,
clickbait.
and there's
It's
somebody. Is it the Peterborough chairman does a thing on Sky Sports News? Is it Dara?
yeah,
Something or other?
the Irish
And
guy.
he said, and he had a go at Paul Scholes, and he said, all that matters, Arsenal win the league. Just say on the trophy, Arsenal won.
Yeah, because he was.
Doesn't matter. It's a bit of this pathetic.
These players do that though, especially with Scholes, because he's such good mates with Gary Neville. Because it's clickbait, so that's all of a sudden that's going to be discussed on the overlap. You know, they're all there for each other. You know, rubbing each other's backs a little bit. And disappointing that coming from someone like Paul Scholes, but he's fell into the social media trap now, and he's a clickbaiter as well.
Well, when we win it all, mate, I'll be here for every single tear. It'll be lovely.
Oh, and there'll be plenty of them.
Come May, mate, I'll be sitting here with nothing on, celebrating. It'll be great. We'll have a great time.
Well, in May, I'll be nowhere near this bloody screen, if that's the case then.
Oh, mate, that'll be one smug show, mate. Liam will be lining up about 6 cigars. Chain smoking. Yeah. Bit looking like a young Jimmy Savile with cigars.
On that note, I think we'll finish up there.
Definitely finish there. Dear God.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it. Go on, the Gooners. All right. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thank you for all the comments from everyone that's very kindly taking the time out in their busy schedules to come and say hello. Andy, thank you very much for coming back to us.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, lads.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have you back on again soon. Liam, pleasure as always.
And you, mate, and you.
Have a wonderful time.
Yeah, enjoy my seat tomorrow.
I will, mate. I'll keep it warm.
Good man.
Oh yeah, enjoy the game, John.
You know, I bloody hope so.
I know.
Have a Burger King for me after as well, mate.
No, I will, mate. I will. Yeah, I've a few beers of coke beforehand, and some grab on the way home.
Lovely.
All right.
And hopefully, I'll be a very happy John Brooks coming home.
Fingers crossed.
And hopefully next week we'll have a very happy show where hopefully Arsenal will be in a cup final and be 9 points clear. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.
Cheers.